Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another high-level Marvel Rivals ranked cast in Season 3. Today, I am using Rivals Meta to try and see who is currently, according to the statistics, the best Phoenix player, the newest character. And, well, I decided to limit it to players with over 100 games, because I felt like that was a safe number. There weren't a huge amount who are that committed. Obviously, a little bit more time on the character means they might have figured out some stuff that we might not know about how the mechanics work and stuff like that. So I had a quick search, and I was able to find that the player with the highest win rate while over 100 games on the character is on the red team today. It is TSY, and they have their work cut out for them. While they are with some extremely strong players like TeamCaptain, who is just a regular on this channel. They're in so many of these high-level games. But they are against Low9's Crysis and Rosa, binqry, who's also insane, Oasis, who is absolutely cracked, and also that CTG now stands for Citadel Gaming, as Berber Patapim has been picked up by Citadel. It is Nzo. So, let's see how well our #1 Phoenix in the world does. I say in the world, sorry. This is excluding China because we do not have access to the China servers. Although, that will not stop me trying. If I get to speak to the devs about it at some point, I'm absolutely going to ask if I can get access to the servers in some way, shape, or form. Alrighty, let's head on in. We're on Hell's Heaven, and let's introduce the players. On the left-hand side, let's start with the right, actually, because the left have not actually locked in all their characters yet. On the right-hand side, in the red trunks, it is going to be TeamCaptain on Magneto. We have Rakainho. They will be on the Iron Fist. Risky. We have X91F. They are playing the Captain America. TSY playing the Phoenix. Velvette will be on the Lunar Snow. And Tabasco is bringing out the Psylocke. Whereas on the left-hand side, in the blue trunks, it will be Oasis playing the Loki. Rosa will be on the Magneto. Barcode is playing the Phoenix. binqry is bringing out the Captain America. Nzo is on the Punisher. And Crysis will be bringing out the Lunar Snow. Start off with the #1 Phoenix according to Rivals Meta. Hit scan character, of course, Cosmic Flames for a little bit of burst damage, already taking quite a bit of damage, getting targeted down quite aggressively here. Look at this accuracy here, already just dropping so much damage output and getting sustained. As you can see, that little bit of healing over time when you activate the spark explosion from those Cosmic Flames. Keep the pressure on. Already we've seen X91 getting taken down. Barcode on the other side, chasing into a grouped up chunk of enemies, trying to punish them, but Loki Regeneration Domain will punish that out as they will get out of there with the telepathic illusion. Rakainho wrapping around onto the flank, looking to see if they can get a bit of a dive onto the backline. Binding Nzo, going to already be committing into that backline dive. Dragon kick, drop low, deflect, forced to dash away, but will make it out of dangerous. We will see the clone coming out from Oasis onto the Lunar Snow. Velvette going to be doing the same thing. God of Mischief from both sides into the fate of both worlds. Final Judgment coming in right away. Media M from TeamCaptain will shut that down beautifully. Very nicely done. Crysis and Tabasco going to be chaining the ultimates together. Rosa going to be trying to put a stop to that with the Media M, but Magnetic Barrier will be held up for just a second long enough to hold and delay that as TSY will return back. And it looks like we have seen Red Team get a little bit of zoning potential onto Tribability. They're trying to put the attention onto binqry to chase them down. Here's White Timothy Tudis, Living Chi in the backline, takes out Rosa. Down goes Nzo, and blue team are going to get cleaned off the point here. The aggression, the chase, dragon kick. But Rakainho cannot chase any further. But that is going to be a hold. A flip going over to the red team, forcing blue team to back up and regroup. I was unable to get the castless replays, but I might try and get a couple, one or two, before the international event. I may just have to do the cast a little bit muted due to not being able to mute the other casters because I wasn't able to get the clean feed recorded in time, but I might try and get the China Ignite finals where they did play a little bit of Phoenix and Celestial Husk. coming in. binqry trying to push into the back line, but already forced to back away. See a lot of those shots, the Loki clones. Loki can be a little bit rough into Phoenix because that is just a place to stack your sparks and spread them throughout the team as Nzo gets obliterated here. Gets locked down with the stun, but is still going to try and pile on the pressure. Punish binqry every time they show up. That slow healing over time, but also the strategist on the backline. Oasis going in for the clone with God of Mischief. And Song Inferno on the other side of the doorway, but no, gets caught on the terrain. They were trying to go for a flying wraparound, but lost everything. Meteor M, though, from TeamCaptain is more than enough to keep control with the double, and they clean on up. 78% left in the ban phase. The Doctor Strange was left available. Do we see a swap to it from the members of blue side? They do have enough time to potentially run in and touch, but they've got to hurry it up. You see Barcode is committing a lot of damage output here, just really trying to get a setup as they push on in. Touch has been made. Trying to push onto the point, looking for any opportunity for the dive. Here comes the counter push from the Fate of Both Worlds from Tabasco. Crysis holding on to theirs. Rosa with the media ram into the backline, but it's completely healed up immediately by Tabasco. And Song Inferno taking out Tabasco and velvette with the living chi into the backline, though. They're still trying to sustain this with the help of the Captain America, giving them that extra bonus health from the Freedom Charge. They are taken down, though. To sustain is just not enough. TeamCaptain is picked off the point here. And this will be a flip to the blue team, 62% to 99. Will we see a portal re-engage out of the blue side? X91 could, in theory, have swapped off the Captain America as they do not have any ult charge. It looks like they're going to let it go. Nzo is in that culling turret. Did get nerfed a patch or two ago, but still can give a lot of damage output. Rakainho flanking round to the backline. Trying to kite backwards. Oasis with the God of Mischief for a little bit of extra sustain. velvette going to be doing the same. So keep the shots going. TSY dropped low, needs healing. And Song Inferno to try and stay out of here, but they can give him a lot of bonus health if they are careful here. Big dive. It's a good chunk of damage, but it looks like the Phoenix may have actually been picked off here. TeamCaptain takes on Oasis with the media remnant. They're trying to commit to this counter, and so Inferno from Barcode. It's deep! Big chunk of damage, but not enough for a finishing blow. But blue team are evaporating here. Barcode is left alone as red team are starting to reclaim control, trying to force Mag off the point. Rosa falls, binqry falls, and so does Barcode. There's the flip. Overtime is ticking down. Portal is charging to the point. They're going to try and defend this. Body blocks, it's good! That's a hold from red team. The body blocks in the doorway of the portal. It's why sometimes it's better to put your portal up high, but when you're in a hurry like that, you don't have time to reposition into a spot where no one can interrupt you. You have to just put it down ASAP and just hope that you can get that defense going. Let's look at the statistics so far. Top damage output going to be going over to TeamCaptain with 15k. No, sorry, it is Barcode with 16k damage. Then it's going to be TeamCaptain, followed by TSY on 12k. Let's see how well that adjusts. Crysis moving over to the Namor. Moving off of the Punisher. Little bit risky. They brought out the Hulk, so they do have the combo, but of course Phoenix can, but the Song Inferno is going to have a lovely time. It takes out basically all summons and shields. So the Hulk's going to get that shield burst. They're going to take out the They're going to take out the Monstros. This could be very good for TSY. We will see. For now, though, Barcode is currently outstatting them. Sitting at 10 and 3 on both sides, but with 6 final hits for Barcode. Big hitbox for binqry. Just getting stacked up on over and over again. Trying to go for the stun, not landing it. Counter stun. Barcode really locked in on trying to take down TSY. Looking on the flank just in case. Getting a little bit of pressure onto Rosa, who's a little bit far up because there's Captain America and an Iron Fist in the backline. pressuring everybody but Gamma Monstro, plus the Doctor Strange is enough to pick them off. Barcode finds the Captain America on the flank, trying to chase them in. It's enough for the pickup. TSY now being forced to back away, will get sniped out of the air while they try to fly out, leaving Crysis to push on up with Barcode. They have the numbers advantage now, they have the damage advantage. They're going to try and make the most of this. Here comes the God of Mischief from Velvet. Hear that Gamma Monstro ticking away, but it's getting cleaned out very quickly. Diving onto Crysis, healing output. Playing it nice and safe. Here comes the Fate of Both Worlds from the God of Mischief for Velvet, keeping the team topped up. Oasis going to be doing the same, trying to sustain all the way through to push on into the backline. Here comes the Enzo Inferno from Barcode to dive on in. It takes out the overhealth, but there's nowhere near enough damage. Also, Loki clones will fall. Counter from TSY as well as Rakainho because it's going to be blocked out with the extra healing from that Fate of Both Worlds. More bonus health going to be cleaned out, allowing Rakainho to dive on in to try and commit. Deflex being dropped on reset as they're just forced to use the Lokis for a disengage. They're not getting a lot of healing because the fight is just too intense, but it's enough to hold the line as they push on through. Binary going to be dropping out of that Monster Hulk form to try and just disengage. 91 is just pushing on in, cleaning out the team and creating all kinds of space as TSY retreats up to the high ground. Once again, just trying to get a little bit of pre-damage onto Hulk, which will also heal them back up. Some Monster off on the flank that could definitely be worth picking off. Finally diving in deep, trying to commit to this. Here comes the Freedom Charge, setting up to allow them to dive on in aggressively with all that bonus health, making them incredibly hard to take down. It's essentially a strategist ultimate in its own right, while also giving Cap that extra movement speed to charge on in. They dive in with it, they retreat once it's gone to make sure that they have a little bit of trade turnaround, but Crysis takes down TeamCaptain. Enzo dropped by 91 though, as TSY is still sustaining on through this. You see the wraparound from Crysis, they need to take them down. Enzo Inferno on the pillar takes them down with the AoE from the Shockwave. Counter from Barcode, not able to get the finishing blow, and they are cleaned off the point. That is going to be a 2-0 secure going in for the red team. And we got to see our #1 Phoenix player. But honestly, I feel like this Iron Fist and the Captain America were the stars of this team, just diving and piling on pressure onto the backline. TeamCaptain, of course, the top damage dealer, top damage blocked. They are the 100% the MVP, well deserved here, although Rakainho will be sniping the actual MVP due to the 11 final hits, 20 and 3 in terms of ratio. TeamCaptain, though, incredible performance. Overall, just a really solid game for the team. Top damage in the game, though, will be going over to Barcode, 24k. TSY did catch up, though, 17k. Puts them in a solid third in terms of DPS output. We'll have to return to TSY to see how well they're able to continue to see more games from them. Maybe a different style of game, but overall, very solid damage output. Got taken out 4 times. Person who got taken out the least is Velvet, who only got taken out twice. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you learned something from the current #1 Phoenix player. But for now, that's it for this video. Reminder that I will be a little bit out of town at the beginning of August. I've mentioned it earlier once already for reasons. Big shrug, keep an eye on my socials. But I will be out of town in August, so I'm going to attempt to pre-record a load of stuff. But obviously, there's only so much I can do, and the news may be either non-existent or in a different form. So be prepared for that. But this does mean that if I'm able to get enough stuff pre-recorded, then you're going to have a lot of content early if you are one of this channel's members. You can support this channel by subscribing, liking the videos, ringing that bell, leaving a comment, all of which help the algorithm. Sharing the video also helps with the algorithm, as being shared off platform makes YouTube think that, oh, hey, people are really this is really resonating with people. So if you want to do that, it is appreciated. Once again, just support the channel. Literally every bit of interaction does help. Liking is the lowest on the rating, then I believe it's commenting, then I believe subscriptions are obviously a big one. If the YouTube video is resulting in a lot of subscribers, then it assumes that it's a good video and it will do quite well with it. Doing all of them is also good. Comments are still very effective. But all of that is very useful. But if you want to do something that has more of an immediate impact, then you can become a member. Members get early access to videos whenever possible. If possible, and I end up going to any offline events, then you will get some behind-the-scenes content if possible. That is just an offering that is available. I'll eventually be doing like some public behind the scenes, but everything I record will likely be available for the members and likely a lot earlier in case I, edit a general, like, here's what happened at this event video compared to a, hey, here's what's actually going on. You get some, some actual insights as to what's going on, but you also get some shout-outs in the form of shout-outs at the end of videos or being put in the credits of the news, like these wonderful people. Odium, Arso, Doki Poki, and John. They are all supporting the channel and helping deal with the operating costs for this, because Marvel Rivals is a tough game to run. My computer has gone down at least once since I've started doing all this commentary stuff. My voice has also gone down at least once, very nearly twice. So every extra bit of support is helpful. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching. I have been Tetcher, and I will see you all tomorrow.